Kick it off with a bit of your reviewer.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I did Shawn Cee because I wanted to see, every time I've reviewed something by Shawn Cee, he's had a good album. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to see how he would review a bad album. So it's Trippie Redd's Exclamation Point.
Oh, that one just came out.
It did.
It's like a rip-off version of...
Question mark.
Yeah, but Tentas.
So he sprinkled the context of Trippie Redd's discography throughout the video, and basically said that the thing that made him good, you're a fan of Trippie Redd, so maybe you can validate this. Well, not like a fan, but like...
Not a big fan.
You listen to Dummo or Dark Knight Gummo, whatever the fuck that shit is.
That's a banger.
So
there's some good songs.
He said that the thing that made him good is his voice, the melodies he uses, and his explosive energy. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, probably, yeah. It's something along those lines, I would say, yeah.
He said that this album sounds almost corporate, and that it's like it's trying to appeal to a more mainstream audience. It sounds too polished, too clean, and too processed. He said that Trippie did have a huge flame in his last projects. Where am I up to?
Take that little bitch Topanga.
Not flame as in like this track is fire, but flame as in personality. Yeah. So I guess you could relate that to like Charmander's flame. You know, like if the flame is going out, he's like, as a person, is dying.
Yeah.
Kind of like, yeah. But in this one, it was just stripped back. It sounded like he was just rapping over the beats and not working with them, not like fusing his words with the beats. He also made a point about the negativity that Trippie is getting for the messages that he's giving out. He did say that you don't come to Trippie for bars, and his previous work hasn't had anything hard. But when you say, don't kill yourself in one track, and then on the very next one, you say, kill yourself, it's like very obviously contradictory.
Yeah.
But then Shawn said, actually, that's not what Trippie was saying. The first track was more so like, don't lose yourself, stay true to yourself. You know, don't kill you. You know, like rather than like kill your body, don't kill your soul. You know, don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
And then in the next one, he was saying, if you're not being yourself, you may as well just kill yourself. Yeah. You know, because you're not existing as you should. You're not there. You know. He ended up giving it a bad out of 10.
Okay.
So quite similar to how Melon reviews bad tracks. But I do really like the way that he handled like the negative review. He very rarely said, I don't like this, and like this sounds bad. Like he explained how it sounded, and in that you could tell that it was bad. Yeah, he said like it sounds too processed. It sounds like it's trying to appeal to a bigger market. You know, it's not him. It has no personality. Stuff like that. Not saying, oh, this is bad, and like not expanding on it, or I didn't like this, and not saying why. Yeah. It's just explaining and not really saying that it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sort of just skips the first bit and says why it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the worst thing that he said about it was that it sounds too processed, which is pretty good. Like, that's it. He explained very clearly why the album was lacking for him, and that was just lack of personality. He even cleared up some hate that the album was getting with like people not looking into the messages. Like, I know you don't go to Trippie for messages, but like obviously if there's something that blatantly incorrect, he's not trying to say that. He's trying to say something else. So he was just sort of correcting all of the hate that Trippie was getting for that and saying, well, actually, this is what it is.
Yep.
So even on a negative review, he found something like good to talk about and trying to clear up some hate that he felt wasn't deserved, I guess. I definitely do like old Shawn. I think that he should take Melon's place for people to base and build their opinions off of for music. Because I know a lot of people like I'm sure they're just memeing, but they say like, oh, now I can finally tell my friends what I think of this once Melon drops a video. So, like, obviously that's a bit of a meme. They're not going to repeat exactly what he's saying, but I'm sure they take his sort of thoughts into consideration quite heavily. And I definitely think that Shawn should take his place in the community for that. Melon's still got his place. I do like the track reviews that he does. But, I think for people to sort of base what they think of an album and sort of like build their opinions off of that, I don't think Melon is the person to go to just because he doesn't explain in detail why he feels certain ways. I think, you should go to Shawn Cee because he doesn't even say what he feels. He just says, oh, this is this and that's that.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, definitely check out Shawn Cee if you haven't already. He's a good fuller.
He's a good full.
Yes. And, I definitely do like his style.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you rate his review?
I didn't come up with a rating, but it was short. Like mine was 2. I think it was like 4.5 minutes, something like that. I think he handled it really well. There was nothing that I would sort of correct him on or like change.
Okay.
I maybe could have had a little bit more comedy in there, like a few little memes or skits or like jokes. I don't know, like kind of hard to give it a rating, but I'd probably give it a higher one, maybe an 8.
An 8.
Yeah,
okay.
Something like that. I don't know.
All right.
I got nothing sort of.
Nothing else to say.
I don't have like a basis for 0 or 1 for 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's kind of hard to rate it.